Howdy everybody, and welcome back to the Game Team, your almost weekly news show for the games industry. It has been 2 weeks since our last episode, and the industry decided to say thank you with a host of announcements and big reveals, including an Xbox partner preview. But first, some house cleaning rules. School's been getting a little bit busy, so we might be moving to a bi-weekly schedule, but I cannot confirm that yet, so stay tuned for more news on that. Also, I got my Aggie ring. But anyways, let's not delay our return any longer. Let's get straight to our headlines. Following the release of Tomb Raider's Netflix adaptation last week, which, if you haven't seen it, it's absolutely fantastic in my opinion, Asper and Crystal Dynamics announced Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 Remastered are getting released on February 14th, 2025. The remasters will bring all of Core Design's Tomb Raider games in line with the remasters from earlier this year, including updated visuals, new models, modern controls, and all the other snazzy features. What I'm most excited about though is Angel of Darkness, Core Design's final game, getting a version that may not be a completely buggy mess. Some fans also noticed that some cut moves from the game also make an appearance in the trailer, so maybe this won't be just a simple remaster and they'll be adding in some of the cut content Angel of Darkness had. I think it's also great to see the remasters using unique models for each game and remastering all the small changes that Laura had between titles. Crystal Dynamics also shared with the announcement that the franchise officially passed the milestone of 100 million games sold, which is a huge achievement. It's a great time to be a Tomb Raider fan, and the future is definitely looking very bright. On a side note, this wasn't the only remaster Asper confirmed this week, as they also announced that Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles is receiving the remaster treatment, with a January 23rd, 2025 release. Odd choice, but it makes it an even more compelling decision, in my opinion. In our week away, I had a fear that Nintendo would announce new hardware, and it sadly came true. But not in the way I think anybody expected. Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo is a $100 alarm clock from the company, and yes, that is its full name, that will change the way you wake up. So you place it next to your bed, and you set your designated wake-up time, and then you go to sleep. When the time comes in the morning, sounds from the game of your choosing will play to wake you up. For example, if you choose Zelda, you'll be woken up to Link moving around trying to solve a Korok puzzle. Then the Korok found noise will play once the motion sensor notices you have gotten up from your bed. But be warned, if you don't wake up, a guardian will turn the clock red as Link gets into an intense battle with the hopes of waking you up. You also can't just turn off the clock and go back to bed, as the clock will keep an eye out for if you get back in your bed within a certain time period. Alarmo is definitely not what many people expected, but it's cool to see Nintendo keeping with their tradition of random non-console hardware. After years of rumors, NetEase officially unveiled their Destiny mobile game, Destiny Rising. Set in an alternate timeline from the main game, it will take place in a time before the Guardians existed. The game will attempt to bring Bungie's gameplay to mobile phones, and it seems NetEase is already making some drastic changes to the Destiny formula. You won't be making your own character, but instead be playing as different light bearers, each with their own relics and weapon selections. The game will also be introducing crossbows, which is pretty cool. I'm assuming light bearers will be the game's way of implementing gacha mechanics, and while I would like to say I hope it isn't going to be that bad, I'm going to go ahead and say it probably is going to be that bad. Destiny Rising will also have a PvP mode alongside the PvE modes Destiny is known for, and it's set to launch into closed alpha on November 1st. If you want to sign up for that, we'll leave a link down below in the description. Nobuo Uematsu shared a video this week confirming that Fantasia Neo Dimension will be his final time composing a full score for a video game. The composer, best known for his work on Final Fantasy, is without a doubt one of the most important figures in the entire video game industry, and knowing this will be the last time we get a full score from him is bittersweet. But if anybody has earned his retirement, it's definitely Uematsu. He did confirm after the video was released though, that this isn't going to be his last time making music, as he still wants to make themes for games, even if it is just a couple of tracks. If you have somehow never heard any of Uematsu's music, I cannot recommend enough to go listen to any of his many games scores. I can tell you that you will not be disappointed. Devolver Digital's new label Big Fan Games announced Tron Catalyst, a brand new isometric action-adventure game set in the, well, you guessed it, Tron universe. The game will see players taking on the role of Etzo, a program who has a power known as the Glitch, as he fights the overlords of the collapsing Arc Grid. That's Arc with a Q. You'll be able to explore the world and face different factions, all while traversing on your very own light cycle. The combat also looks pretty good from what we see in the trailer, so I'm looking forward to jumping into Tron Catalyst when it launches in 2025. IO Interactive shared some updates this week, including that they will be publishing Mind's Eye, the game from former GTA creator Leslie Benzies' studio Build a Rocket Boy. Mind's Eye will be a single-player action-adventure game set in the near future with a focus on AI, espionage, and political corruption, which all kind of falls within IO's history as a developer. IO also shared some updates on their James Bond game, Project 007, which will not just be a Hitman game with a James Bond skin. The game will be an origin story, and development is apparently going very well. As a huge James Bond and Hitman fan, I'm very excited to see what the studio can do with the IP, and I can't wait to get my hands on it whenever it comes out. Announced back in the summer, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 released a trailer this week sharing new story details and introducing its main voice cast. The game will have Charlie Cox from Daredevil, Jennifer English from Baldur's Gate 3, Kirsty Ryder, Shayla Nitz, and Andy freaking Serkis, and of course the amazing Ben Starr. We also got another peek at the combat, which, if I can make a comparison, seems like a combination of Final Fantasy XIII and Persona. The French historical-inspired world looks beautiful, and there's also a grappling hook. Like, if you don't know this, I think grappling hooks make every single game they're in better. Like, grappling hooks, man, they're awesome. Expeditions 33 is really starting to look like something special, and it's easily in my top 5 anticipated games for next year. The game is set to launch on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and will even be launching on Game Pass day 1. Xbox held a partner preview this week, and we got a great look at some upcoming third-party games. So here are my highlights. The show opened up with Alan Wake 2's Lake House expansion. Players will take on the role of an agent from the Federal Bureau of Control and explore an overlap in the Lake House. The big expansion is set to drop on October 22nd for all owners of the Deluxe Edition, along with some anniversary content that will add a classic outfit for Alan and an assist mode that will give players the ability to have infinite ammo and things like that. The spooky reveals continued though as Bloober Team announced its new game, Chronos: The New Dawn, a third-person survival horror game that will take place in a 1980s communist Poland and a wasteland from the future known as The Change. With the release of Silent Hill 2 last week, it's great to see Bloober Team hitting their stride as a horror developer. Probably the most fun trailer in the whole show, though, was Mouse P.I. for Hire. This 1930s cartoon-inspired first-person shooter will put you in the shoes of somebody that is definitely not Mickey Mouse, as you explore a world full of crime, blasting your way through a bunch of bad apples. I've been following this one for a while, and it's awesome to see that it's going to be making its way to console alongside its PC release. My favorite trailer in the show, though, was Eternal Strands from the team over at Yellow Brick Games. I don't know why, but the magic moves being showcased just look really awesome to me. We see the player shooting ice and freezing this giant enemy, and there's also the fire abilities, which look absolutely insane. If there's one good thing that has come out of this generation, it's that the magic in video games seems to just be getting really awesome and stuff, so it's just fun to see, right? We love magic. Eternal Strands is currently set for early 2025, and with the game also coming to Game Pass, I'm definitely going to be playing this one on day 1. The partner preview also gave us new looks at Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Subnautica 2, Animal Well, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Eden Zero, and some other smaller titles. As for the last reveal, Alan Wake wasn't the only game Remedy showed off, as FBC Firebreak was finally revealed. Previously known as Project Condor, this will be Remedy's first ever multiplayer game. FBC Firebreak is a 3-player co-op FPS set in the Control universe. The Federal Bureau of Control will send the bravest first responders to fight off paranatural threats in the Bureau's headquarters. Remedy was careful to mention that this will not be a live service game, but that it will have post-launch content that will hopefully build up a community. With the success of games like Lethal Company and Deep Rock Galactic, I can see FBC Firebreak having success, as it actually does look pretty fun. And for those scared that Remedy is becoming a multiplayer studio, it's important to remember that the studio is also working on Control 2 and remakes of the first 2 Max Payne games. FBC Firebreak is slated for a 2025 release and will also be launching on Game Pass. And that's basically it for the week. Who knows what exciting future awaits us in the coming weeks, as the year seems to be moving pretty fast now. On a side note, I have started working on some other content for the channel, and hopefully we can get at least one of those things out before 2024 comes to an end. With that said, this has been the Game Ping. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified when new videos drop. I've been your host, Brandon Elanese. See you all soon.